while we on the subject of white boy Rick, the informant, let's get into the story, man. The FBI child soldier, the twisted saga of white boy Rick. Oh, this a smoker. Y'all know I be doing my little investigative reporting. We gonna talk about Ricky. What's up with these niggas named Ricky, man? You got finesse 2 times. You got this nigga. Got Ricky
All of them
Smiley.
bad.
He's supposed to be the Money Mike and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All of them bad.
But yeah, the FBI child soldier, man. All right. So, hmm, where do we start with white boy Rick, man? Shit. We talk about, you know, living the life. But most people just see, the movies and all that. Like in the 80s, Detroit wasn't no fucking movie. Like, y'all, I'm pretty sure all of y'all on YouTube seeing all the documentaries and shit like that. Y'all seen my T Stucky documentary. Y'all know what Detroit was like. You know what I mean? It was a war zone and shit. The murder city. And right in the middle of the smoke, we got a 14-year-old white kid named Rick Wershey Jr. But here's the kicker. He wasn't just some street kid trying to come up. You know, he was an employee. And his bosses, the FBI. Yeah, he like a federal, like white Larry Davis or some shit. You understand what I'm saying? Now, today, we're going to tap into the somewhat legendary, tragic, and just straight up cold blooded story of white boy Rick. The kid the Fed built. Then they buried his ass. Let's get into the recruitment, right? So picture this. It's 1984, year I was born. Rick Wershey is 14. Most kids are worried about gym class. You know what I mean? Rick is being taught by the G-men how to move weight. His pop, Rick Sr., was a hustling nigga himself. He sold illegal guns and shit. So he reached out to the Fed because his daughter was dating a heavy hitter in the Curry Brothers gang. You understand what I'm saying? John Curry and them. We'll do a spill on them niggas one day and shit. But the FBI saw an opening. They didn't just take the info. They gave a 14-year-old kid a bankroll and told him, go play. Pretty much. You know, they indoctrinated this nigga, you know, fam, like they taught him the game, you know what I mean, so that he could infiltrate Johnny Curry's crew. And Rick, he was just too good at the shit. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Curry actually was dating he was dating the mayor's niece at one point, which was Johnny Curry's wife, Kathy Balson and shit. And rubbing elbows with the elite, bro. At 15, bringing the feds intel that took down 20 people, kingpin, dirty cop, the whole 9 yards, nigga. But when the heat got too close to the mayor's office, the feds did what they do, man. They cut that nigga loose. Yeah, no protection, no thank you, just a good luck, kid. Get your goofy ass on. So now here's where, once the feds dipped, Rick did the only thing he knew. He stayed in the game. But he wasn't a kingpin and shit. He was a mid-level dealer at best, from what they saying. Well, what his story is. In 87, the law caught up a traffic stop, a stash of 8 bricks nearby. And boom, Rick, 17-year-old, he's a 17-year-old facing the 650 to lifer law. So basically, in Michigan back then, if you had more than 650 grams, that was life without parole. Yeah, not even a whole brick, nigga. So the media went crazy. They created this monster, white boy Rick. You know what I'm saying? They painted him like he was Scarface and some shit like that. But they say in reality, he was a kid the government groomed and then threw to the wolves to cover, their own tracks and shit. Right? Now, here's where the shit gets interesting, man. The hitman and the hustle. So now this shit gets real cinematic. We enter the world of Nate Boone Craft, a stone cold hitman from the Best Friend gang. They
My
was
nigga. I
somebody
fucks
Rick.
with Boom.
Huh?
I fucks with Boom. I like Boom. Wow, nigga.
Boone a rat.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, man, this man admitted to 30 bodies. Now, Boone was allegedly hired by a high-ranking Detroit official, not a gangster, but a politician, to take out Rick. Why? Because Rick knew where the bodies were buried in City Hall. Boone tried to drive by, you know what I'm saying, but his Mac 11 jammed. He waited with a sniper rifle at the courthouse, but Rick took the back door. Now, fast forward 30 years later, you think, Boone would hate him, right? Nah. Boone became Rick's biggest advocate. You know what I'm saying? He's at the parole hearings like, I killed 30 people and I'm out. This man sold some powder as a kid and he's still in. That's a glitch in the system. That's what he said. Now, when the hitman is the one calling for your justice, you know the system is cooked, right?
Boom. Boom still trying to collect on that, man.
Yeah, you get to you can get some brownie points or whatever for that shit. But I mean,
Nah,
shit, this
Boom.
is snitch or snitch. Well, I look
Nah,
at it.
Boom trying to collect on that ticket on his head, man. You know, he get him on the street. You know, he get him on the street. I think still get that money.
Oh shit! So then comes
Yeah.
July 20th, 2020. After 32 years and 7 months, or 32 years, 7 months, and 14 days, Rick, white boy Rick Worshey Jr., finally breathed free air. He went in a boy and came out a 50-year-old man. And he didn't just sit down though. You know what I'm saying? He launched the cannabis brand, started advocating for prison reform, and even swung back at the law with $100 million lawsuit for child abuse. It got tossed out on the technicality and shit, but the message was sent. He's not the villain in this story. You feel me? Now, white boy Rick is, a reminder that the streets is cold, but the system much colder. But I mean, once you get in the streets, you kind of supposed to understand it. It's like one of the first things that you kind of figure out. They'll use you while you're useful, and then bury you when you're a fucking liability. And that's a good reason. That should be a good fucking sign of why you bitch ass niggas shouldn't sit there and be working with these fucking people. Cause Rick survived the gangs and the hitman and these decades, 3 decades in the cave. Y'all goofy ass might not.
Yeah, and I'm quite sure he survived in jail just off of who he is. So
Yeah, like, see, here's the thing, bro. I told him, he was Marlo. He was saying like, Rick with the kid when he got caught up. Here's the whole thing. All right, let's just say, give you the pass and say like, yeah, 14. You was just a kid, and like, you got dragged into this shit because your daddy wanted to basically, your daddy snitched on a nigga for fucking his daughter. That's number one. Like that's just fucking like I don't know what that is, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Like unless and then see here's the shit like with that, right? If your daddy was a regular working class nigga going to the Ford plant every day, General Motors nigga, paying taxes, and it's some drug dealer that's like turning his daughter on the drugs and doing all this other shit, and he called the police. He is civilian. That's what he's supposed to do. You're a fucking concerned parent. But your daddy is out here selling guns and shit to the same type of people that he calling the fucking feds on for fucking his daughter.
I just want to blew that nigga ass halfway down the block.
You understand what I'm saying? Then they dragged you into it. Now, here's the whole crazy shit. All right, you a kid, you got dragged into it. Watch this. When they ditched your ass, because now at this point you've been in the game playing this shit for like 3 years. When they ditched you at 17 or whatever, or 16, whatever it was, and you decide to stay in the game, you didn't already experience how the law worked or whatever and how they'll, switch up on you. So why didn't you become more loyal to the street? Because at that point, the street kept their promise to you. You got bread. You was having motion out there. You was the white boy with a past in Black Detroit. Like, you had all the perks, my nigga. You fucking the mayor's niece and shit. So I mean, like, really, the streets have been better to you than the FBI who put you in the situation in the first place. But even after they turned on you, you still chose to be a rat after you got caught with the A-brick. Now, I say this. I got in the game selling heroin. We ain't selling no coke, nigga.
Hmm?
You know what I'm saying? So, about 13, 14 years old. Like the first time I, what I'm saying? Now, even at that point, like I told Marlo, like, bro, at 14, I had enough of a fucking mind, like wicked enough to think about taking a nigga corner, a nigga block. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So, to me, it's like, I'm fair game. I wouldn't have been out there like, oh, I'm a kid. You're not supposed to. Remember what I told you, well, when I was in the trap? He said, what are you going to do? You're a kid. I'm like, oh, yeah? Can the kid do this? Fuck that nigga up. Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
you talking?
get a kid do this. That should have me dying, bro.
Yo, so the whole thing about it is like this. Okay, so cool, bro. I'm all the way out there, whatever. I'm just really getting my waistline wet now. Like, I was getting my feet wet before. Like, you know what I mean? Now I'm way deep in the shit. By 17, nigga, I'm in this shit to my fucking neck. And I know, nigga, you get bagged, don't say nothing. Don't write nothing. Don't talk to nobody inside about no case. Don't have no conversation about the case on no jail phone. The jail phone is just to let niggas know that you in jail.
Hmm.
You want to talk to the homie, talk to the lawyer. Let the lawyer talk to the homie. You can give him permission. If you're really smart, somebody in the crew go and get a private investigator's license. That way they could be a part of your defense team and you have the same privilege that you know thing. And if you're super slick, let your girl do it. That way, while you in that little confidential meeting, you can get you a little You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't tell you something. I wouldn't waste my time telling you something that wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Betty Wright, man. Well, what do y'all think, man? Was White Boy Rick a victim of the state? Or did he just play a high stake game and lose? You know what I'm saying? Then he decided to tell. Drop a comment and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. You gotta keep telling y'all that. Yeah, that's what they say. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, and smash that notification bell so you can be alerted next time we do more deep dives from the concrete jungle of the United Mob States of America. White Boy Rick, man. Mm-mm-mm.
Ricky!
Vicky! This shit is crazy. But yeah, man. That's what's going on with Ricky. Mafia Material Mobcast, episode number 65.